Hi dear students, I hope you all are doing great. Today we are going to study from chapter 11 Electricity, a very important chapter for Cbse grade 10. Let's understand step by step the concept of this chapter. Now we all are familiar with air current and water current, yes? We know that flowing water constitute water current in rivers. Similarly, if the electric charge flows through a conductor, now here when I talk about conductor, for example, through a metallic wire, we say that there is an electric current in the conductor. So you can see the circuit here. It's a bulb, a switch, and a battery. So how do we express electric current? Electric current is expressed by the amount of charge which is flowing through a particular area in unit time. So in other words, we can say in a more simplified form, it is the rate of flow of electric charges. Suppose in circuits using metallic wires, electrons, they constitute the flow of charges, which you have to remember. What exactly it controls, that is when we are talking about the electrons, it constitutes the flow of charges. So this you have to remember. Let's understand the formula step by step. When electric charges move through a conductor like a wire, an electric current is produced. So what is produced here? We are talking about the charge, that is electric current is produced. Then further, if a net charge, now when we say net charge, students please remember it is denoted by capital Q, flows through any cross section of a conductor in time t, then the current is given by I is equal to Q upon T. Please remember this particular formula. You will be using it for numericals. What is I here? Electric current. What is Q? Electric charge flowing through the conductor. What is T? That is time taken. Now students, after doing the formula I is equal to Q upon T, now we know that Q is what? Electric charge. But what is electric charge? Electric charge is the quantity of electricity carried by particles, and they are electrons, such as electrons. So what are electrons? As we all know, it is negatively charged particles. Now, what is the symbol of charge here? That is capital Q. SI unit of charge is coulomb, which you have to remember. So what is time? Time is basically taken for the flow of charge and is represented by small t. What is the SI unit of time? That is seconds. So formula for electric current, once again it was what? I is equal to Q upon T. That is how much charge flows every second. Now this means what? That current is equal to charge divided by time. I hope this formula is pretty clear to you with all. Now let's also understand the most important part in physics, that's unit. Now SI unit of electric charge. Now the SI unit of electric charge is coulomb. Please remember children, it is denoted by capital C. So 1 coulomb, it contains how many electrons? 6 into 10 to the power 18 electrons. That means charge on 1 electron, which you have to remember, that is minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. That is an electron carries. Now when we talk about electron, as we have done it in the previous slide, that means what? It is negatively charged particle. So please remember this value, which you will be using it for the numericals as well. Now let's understand ampere. Now what is ampere? See, if 1 coulomb of charge flows through a conductor in 1 second, then the current is said to be 1 ampere. So it is the unit of current. Okay, so mathematically, if we understand, now as we know the formula, what was the formula? Current is equal to, that is I is equal to Q upon T, which we have done it in the previous slide. So what is the unit for current? That is ampere. What is the unit for charge? It is coulomb. What is the unit for time? It is second. So suppose let's quickly understand this. Suppose charge flowing, that is Q is equal to 10 coulomb, time given 2 seconds. So what will be the current here? That is Q upon T. What is Q here? 10 divided by 2, which will give you 5. What is A here? That is ampere. Why ampere? Because the unit of current is ampere. So therefore, the electric current flowing through the conductor is how many amperes, children? It is 5 ampere. I believe that this part is clear to you. Let's understand the next term, electric potential and potential difference. Now, many a time students, they have immense doubt related to these terms. Let's understand step by step. Now, my first question is, what makes the electric charge to flow? Now, let us consider the analogy of flow of water. Now, how does it flow? See, charges do not flow in copper wire, or when we are talking about conductor, by themselves. Like just as water in a perfectly horizontal tube does not flow. So if one end of the tube is connected to a tank of water which is kept at a higher level. Now understand this step by step, such that there is a pressure difference between the two ends of the tube. So what will happen? Water flows out of the other end of the tube. Likewise, for flow of charges in a conducting metallic wire, the gravity has no role to play. I'll underline this so that you understand. The gravity has no role to play. Please remember this. So the electrons, they move only if there is a difference of electric pressure. That is called potential difference along the conductor. So remember these points as well, students. When an electric current flows in a circuit, what happens? Work has to be done to move charges from one point to another. What work is done here? That is, work is W. To move what? To move charges. From where? From one point to another. Please remember this. You can break the sentence and it will make more sense. So the electric potential difference between the 2 points is defined as the work done to move a unit charge from one point to another. What is done? Work done. Where? To move a unit charge from one point to another. And what path it actually follows? That's an electric circuit. Now let's understand in more detail what is potential difference. Suppose we talk about work done is equal to W. Charge which is moved, that is Q. These are the symbols as I've explained to you previous. So potential difference here will be given by W upon Q. So what is V here? V is basically the potential difference. We will be studying about the voltage. Then W, it is the work done. Q is the charge. So what are the meaning of these symbols? Again, I'll repeat it. V is potential difference, W is work done, and Q is electric charge. What is the SI unit of potential difference? It is volt. And how are you going to define it? 1 volt is the potential difference between 2 points in a conductor. That is, when 1 joule of work is done. Please remember, we take 1 joule of work is done to move what? 1 coulomb of charge. So mathematically, what you will get it? 1 volt is equal to 1 joule upon 1 coulomb. So if you cross multiply, then also you will get it, or you can make joule work done as the subject. So we are basically using which formula? V is equal to W upon Q. How do you measure potential difference? The instrument which is used to measure potential difference is called voltmeter. Likewise, children, what is the instrument used to measure current? That is ammeter. And voltmeter, very, very important, is connected in parallel across the 2 points where the potential difference to be measured. Please remember, children, voltmeter is always connected in parallel, and for ammeter is connected in series, which we will be doing it in the other video discussing about more parallel and series circuit. That will make your concept more clear. Now, very important question. As we have done in the previous slide, that voltmeter is connected in parallel. But why? Because it measures the difference in electrical energy between 2 points without disturbing the current in the circuit. Even if you write this, children, you will not lose marks, okay? Suppose work done is 12 joules. What is the charge? If we take this example, charge moved is 3 coulomb. So here we need to calculate the potential difference. So how are we going to calculate? W upon Q, that is 12 upon 3, which is 4 volt. So therefore, the potential difference between the 2 points is 4 volt. I hope this part is clear to you. Let's see some questions and answers from your textbook that will clear all your concept. Name a device that helps to maintain a potential difference across a conductor. A device that helps to maintain a potential difference across a conductor is called an electric cell or battery. Now, what is meant by saying that potential difference between 2 points is 1 volt? Children, this is a very important question. So pause the video and try to figure it out. So when the potential difference between 2 points is 1 volt, so what do you mean by that? It means 1 joule of work is done to move 1 coulomb of charge from one point to another, which I've explained in the previous slide. So mathematically, again, 1 volt is equal to 1 joule upon 1 coulomb. How much energy is given to each coulomb of charge passing through a 6-volt battery? Okay, now very important part when you're doing physics, you need to write it down what is given. So what is the potential difference here? 6 volt. What is the charge given? 1 coulomb. Now they have asked how much energy is given to each coulomb. So here we consider charge as 1 coulomb. So what is the formula we are going to use here? V is equal to W upon Q. Yes, so W upon Q, that is, now W will be equal to V into Q. Why? Because we require here what? We need to calculate energy. Energy, that is equal to work done. So work done will be equal to 6 into 1, which is 6 joules. What is joules here? It is the unit of work done and energy. So your answer is each coulomb of charge receives 6 joules of energy from the battery. Now on your screen, students, you can see the components and the symbols which are given. It is from your textbook. You can pause the video, draw all the components and the symbols because we will be using it to solve the numericals when we will be discussing in the next video for your parallel and series circuit. So next video is coming on Ohm's law, electrical resistivity, important numericals, and end of chapter questions. I hope today the basic terms and the definitions and the formula which has been taught today is clear to you. So easy explanations and step-by-step solutions and other tricks will also be there in the next video. So thank you so much. Take good care of yourself. I'll see you in the next video.